I just feel like coming out with like the "Rid-it-do" from Andy from The Office.
You are so much like Andy.
Yeah. Except I wouldn't be in an a cappella band.
Yeah. If you were, what would it be called?
Oh.
You love puns.
I do. It would be like anything like the pitches, like best pitches and like, you know, like they do
Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, like Pitch Perfect style. I love that. I love those movies.
Welcome to episode 232, Palindrome.
Yeah, I love
it.
that number.
Love
23 is one of my lucky numbers.
Wonder why.
I don't know. I've always really liked it, and then it's also Michael Jordan's number, and I often play it in no, not at all. But I often play it in Vegas when I play is it roulette?
Craps
yes.
or
where you put the little
roulette.
number on it, and every time I play it, they always say, "Oh, you're a big Michael Jordan fan," and I'm like, "No," but now I know that that's his number.
That's so weird.
I'm pretty sure it is.
To you.
Yeah. That's like what they do at craps tables. I'm not giving off the vibe of "don't speak to me" enough, I guess.
Yeah.
I need to work on that.
You really do. It's almost like you want to be spoken to.
No, I don't.
That's a false impression.
That is.
Oh, welcome. How are you today?
I am doing very well.
Are you?
Yeah.
I got an invitation to your house.
Oh, yes, you did. And you RSVP'd so quickly. Thank you.
I hate when people don't RSVP.
Dude, I have been throwing parties recently.
Yeah.
And I'm like running into that like...
It's not nice.
Or like a few hours before thing. And I'm like, it's cool that you don't like, you know...
I don't like it.
Like,
it's
don't
rude.
I'm like, dude, I totally don't mind. I'd rather people say, "Oh, I'm not coming," and then at the last minute be like, "You know what? My schedule cleared up, and actually
Really?
I can come." Yeah, I would totally not mind that.
Oh, okay. That's your preference. So you don't want them to say yes and then not show up. Is what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I plan for a lot of people, and I can always like tell Landon to go buy more stuff, but I can't get rid of stuff when I've already bought. Like, we're like, you know, made the meals ourselves kind of people. So when I overbuy for a party, I'm always like, oh, I hate food waste.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Well, I am looking forward to that. Is that party like designed to be for 4th of July?
No, but I'm going to take advantage because it's right after 4th of July. So I'm going to take advantage of all of the discounts on the decor. And I said, we're going to go with like a 4th of July theme, right? And Land's like, yeah, like red, white, and blue, whatevs, because like it's kind of like Halloween. If Halloween falls on November 1st and it's a Saturday, you have it on the... So...
Right, okay. Well, I'm looking
or no,
forward to
Halloween obviously is all on the 3rd,
know.
but you get it. Saturday is November 1st. You see what I'm saying here.
Right, the Saturday after.
If the Saturday... Thank you. People are like...
Yeah, well, I'll be there doing cannonballs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you think I should wear a mom suit for that? Like, what do you think is the protocol? Because that's my thing. Is like usually if it's just my family, I'll wear 2-piece. But
it's 2-piece appropriate. I think. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I got really hot friends.
Oh, I know.
And they often wear 2-pieces.
And I think they should.
They definitely
But I do
should.
not want people to look at me, so I'm thinking maybe the old.
Oh, well, I mean, you have really cute 1-pieces.
I know.
Adorable. I even borrowed one and I was like, damn, it's so cute.
Somebody wrote on my Instagram, how many suits do you have?
And this is what I tell people. We are Southern California girls who own pools. As many as we fucking want.
Yeah, it's kind of like tank tops.
And if you're in the pool that often, it's cost per wear over here. So it's really cheap.
Right.
And when we're getting them for like amazing deals.
I know.
Like all your bathing suit tops.
I've been actually listing on Poshmark some of my suits. Some of them are brand new with tags, like don't be creeped out, like vagina juice on there.
Right. You got to make sure. A lot of the stuff is new with tags.
Yeah.
Or like you buy 2 pieces and maybe you don't fit into the bottoms, but fit into the tops or vice versa.
Exactly.
So somebody just bought my bathing suit top that I wore for the photos for Rivals.
Oh, fun.
2, and I like wore it and they just bought it. So somebody's going to wear the same top that are on all the MTV photos.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
If you want to check out our Poshmark closets, which I encourage you to do because it's fun to like see what people are selling.
I love that. I'm like, ooh, what are people wearing and buying and selling?
You can do that because Poshmark is a free app. You should have it downloaded on your phone if you don't already. You can buy stuff. You can sell stuff. It's gently used. They have women, kids, men, whatever you need. You can search by brand. As Sarah always talks about, they let you put in your like style profile. Mm-hmm. So the things that come up in your feed fit you.
Yes.
Which is so nice. Yes. You don't have to worry like, are those shoes my size or whatever?
You don't fall in love with something that's 2 sizes too small.
Yeah, and they are offering our listeners a promo code. So if you put in our referral code, which is at I'm Sarah Rice, you'll get a $5 off your first purchase. Our closets are up and running. You can have a look through. I've been following back a lot of Brainiacs because they have cute stuff in their closets too.
That's what we just need to be doing. It's just like swapping. They even have a trade option where you can be like, hey, can we just trade this for this?
And we're like, yeah, let's do it. That's nice.
It's great because I'm all about, recycle, reduce, reuse.
Me too. Yeah, see what you want. You can make an offer on something if it's a little too much and you would think, well, I'd pay a little less for that. Mm-hmm. And you can make the offer, see what the seller says. But don't forget to use our referral code at I'm Sarah Rice. And that's also the name of her closet. And mine is at Susie Meister. So that's fun.
Speaking of clothes, did you hear about the shoe policy at the, how do you say it? Cannes Film Festival? Cannes Film Festival? Cannes? How do you say that?
I mean, what's the correct way?
Cannes Film Festival? That's what I always say.
Okay, let's do that.
But they have a shoe policy that states women have to wear heels.
Get out!
Did you know this? Oh, I'm so glad that you've never heard of this. That was such a genuine, surprised reaction. I love it.
I did not think you were going to say that.
Oh, yes. I've been holding on to this story for 3 weeks. So it's really great when it doesn't disappoint.
I'm angry.
So Kristen Stewart was like,
oh, yes, I saw her take her shoes off.
And she did it barefoot because she was like, doesn't say you can't wear no shoes.
Hold on. What's this theme song?
Badass bitches. It's like, fuck you and your shoe policy. This is so dumb. We have to put high heels on? This is insane.
Well, so it seems to me, what little I know of the festival, it's nothing but trouble. So that's where Weinstein was doing all kinds of stuff. A lot Emil Hirsch, do you know that actor, Emil Hirsch?
Rings a bell.
I think he was in that movie Into the Wild or whatever. I'm probably getting the name wrong. Anyway, whoever he is.
White guy Scruffy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he was. And I love that movie.
He choked a female director there, dragged her across the table at a club, and has no memory of it, but got charged with assault.
Okay.
At the Cannes thing. And I'm saying,
what the fuck kind of drugs are in the water over there?
It's naughty behavior times a mil.
Dude.
And it's I am happy to see that they have a lot of things that they're trying to do for women since Me Too now and whatever. But this shoe policy's got to go.
Got to go.
I mean, they have bigger problems, but
clearly.
What do you think the reason is? Just sexism?
It kind of sounds like it to me. One of those, I don't know, maybe tradition and.
I know they have a lot of rules. You're not allowed to take selfies on the red carpet. So I know that they're super micromanagey.
I wonder if there are any other rules. Let me see.
You can fuck off with your heels rule, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I love heels, but I don't want you to make me wear them. That's, to me, real gross.
Mm-hmm.
And I did see the picture of Kristen Stewart when she took off her heels, but I didn't know it was kind of a protest. I thought she was just screw it, on my feet.
Yeah. I mean, I heard it was, God, I bet they keep those under wraps, those rules, because a quick Google search didn't exactly give me what I was hoping for.
And then there was a picture, I don't know if it was a Cannes, but it was around that time when Jennifer Lawrence was outside.
The dress picture from the movie Red Sparrow.
Yeah.
With all the guys.
Yeah.
And they were like, she's too sexy.
No, they were I thought it was more she's cold. It was a really cold day, and all the men were in suits, and she's having to be in this really...
I heard her on Howard Stern afterwards, and she was like, I just wanted to wear the frickin' dress.
Yeah, I don't like when people take up a torch for somebody who's I'm fine with it.
It's fine. She was great on Howard Stern.
Everybody is, because he's a master.
That's true.
But she's totally always cool because she comes to play.
Yeah.
When somebody comes to an interview and you're like, oh, they want to play, there's nothing better.
She's just real, yeah.
I read an interview with Conan O'Brien, and he was talking about when a guest comes on the show and their job is to promote something.
Totally.
And his job is to avoid that for as long as possible. And how
that's cute.
He hates when a guest he'll be like, so I read that you've been working out a lot lately or whatever it is. And they're like, yes, for the movie that I did.
Oh, good.
Blah, blah, blah. And he'll try to circumvent and do it a different topic, and they'll always bring it back. And he's like...
Except for the ones who never do that, which I think is those are my favorites.
Tom Hanks is a great example of an actor who successfully will promote the film, but like barely mentions it and just has fun. And you're like, I'm going to see his movie.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Most people aren't that adept at conversation, I think.
Yeah.
But man, is it shitty when they don't come to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you see a bad interview and you're like, oh God, what?
You know
who I think does give amazing interviews? I've just been like loving her lately. Is that Millie Brown little gal?
She seems like she's a real spitfire.
She is so funny.
Why?
I was just watching her interview. I think so. I was watching her interview on Jimmy Fallon, and she was talking just about how much she loves the Kardashians and how she loves like the noises that they make and how they go like
they do.
And she like gets him to do it, and she does it. It's like they're like, oh, it's like how they say okay.
I almost think that the younger generation who grew up with social media is just sort of has been trained to be more playful and not take themselves so seriously. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's false, but that's sort of my.
Well, it'd be nice to see how what they grow up into if they, because it almost seems like I see the same.
Better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right?
Maybe, hopefully.
All right.
They cannot get sucked into that.
Who's your favorite late night host, though? If you had to pick one, let's name some of them. Oh, Samantha Bee might be your favorite.
I love her.
Colbert,
no, I know who my favorite is.
Kimmel, Fallon. Who else is there? Conan.
John
Oliver. I knew it.
He's my favorite. I just love what someone with a British accent can like. I feel like they can send the message of like, "Yo, shit's on fire right now," like in a nicer way than, and I just really like how that show's done.
And Seth Meyers, good one.
Yes, he is great. And I like how they do funny bits like become their own church. And
what is that?
Like, so they did one segment where they were talking about how easy it is for like churches, people like tax, what are they called? Tax exempt.
Yeah.
These religious groups to just start and collect money and then use it all for them and like not give it to anywhere. Basically, like screwing people, like the fancy rich religious guys who are buying all the jets and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
Prosperity.
Yes, thank you. I don't know what I'm talking about. And so he was like, well, just so you know, we just started a church. And like he like went through all the same things. When he does those things to show how ridiculous it is and how like, well, anybody can do this. And like, so I like when he does stuff like that or puts on the commercials during the time when he knows that Trump is going to be watching Fox News. So they buy ads in the Washington, D.C. area. And they like frame it as like, they call him the catheter cowboy who comes out and he's like, I'm here to sell you catheters. But first I'd like to talk to you about what's going on in our world right now.
No.
And it's so funny. It's like a commercial, like talking to Trump, but like they put it inside of a catheter commercial.
That's great.
It's great.
All right. So you're partial to like the political stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just for that
I
one.
think I have to go with Kimmel.
Oh, really?
I really like him.
Oh,
and I like how he cries. I gotta say.
Oh, yeah.
I like when people are equal parts hilarious and earnest.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm a Fallon fan, so.
I mean, what's not to love?
I know.
But.
Oh, and I always think about how we should play the best friends game with that Jimmy Fallon does. I don't even know. I can't remember how it goes, like what he does, but he does it with Justin Timberlake all the time. And I'm like, Susie and I would be so good at that.
Do you need like a third party to host it?
I wonder. I don't remember, but I know it's great.
I'll just quickly tell this story about how there was an art installation that was put in. You reminded me when you were talking about church that
trying to get through my story. It
was Marilyn Monroe, the statue of the 7-year itch. When her skirt goes up outside the premiere. But her behind was facing a church. And so like all these people when they came to worship on Sunday were going to see, and it wasn't life size, it was bigger than.
Whoa.
Like extra large.
And they got a big peek. Now, in that picture, is her butt exposed? I thought it wasn't.
Well, No, it's not exposed, but in the statue.
Oh, because you're under it and you can, like, see up her skirt?
Yeah. And the people that they interviewed in this article were talking about how they were disturbed at, like, they would see kids climbing on it and looking up her skirt, and they just felt crude.
Yeah.
And I wondered what you thought, because it's art.
It does feel like that, though.
But, like, they said, there's naked men statues. Nobody makes a big thing about it.
But if we were able to climb all over the naked men statues, don't you bet that a 7-year-old boy would bet? Maybe that's why all the penises are missing from all the statues and all the.
We've cracked the case.
Yeah.
Hold on.
This just in, it's all those kids using those statues as jungle gyms that are knocking those dicks off.
Sorry, dicks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. What I know, though,
it's kind of a.
It's art, but she was a real person. That's a real thing that happened. I don't know. It's just underpants. Big deal.
Yeah, who cares, really? Yeah, I'm, like, okay with that.
Yeah.
Let him see the chodies.
Chodies, you love that.
I do.
And also, we just have to say, even though I really do wish that you can hear us, but you can't smell us. If you could smell us.
You would smell Tom Ford
Me
Black
too.
Orchid on me.
We've been coordinating our scents,
God.
like, accidentally.
Look at this.
Yes. Scentbird is where we're getting our fragrances lately. It's a luxury fragrance subscription service, and they send you a 30-day amount, which I haven't even gotten through one yet.
Know.
So I know
neither.
it's bigger than they're saying, but it lets you test a scent before you commit to it.
Or just, like, wear it and, like, try on a bunch of different
Yeah,
ones.
like if you're not one of those people that wants a signature
If you're, like,
scent.
non-committal,
Yeah.
it's fine.
You get a new scent each month, and it comes in a sleek travel spray. It lasts 30 days or more. And it is great, though, because I got one. I don't remember the name of it, but I didn't love it. Was it the Tom Ford one? Now I'm confused. It might have been. But I said, Sarah, you will smell great with this. And you were like, I love that one.
Yep.
And so we can swap, too, because something that works on me might work great on you.
Totally different with, yeah.
But if you bought the big-ass bottle, you'd be stuck with it for life.
Yes. And you also couldn't travel with it on the airplane.
And that's why we use Scentbird.com. Visit Scentbird.com/braincandy. Use our code BRAINCANDY for 50% off. That's $7.50 for your first month plus free shipping. SCENT Bird. Scentbird.com/braincandy and use our code BRAINCANDY for 50% off your first month. Date a perfume before you commit to it forever. Really fun.
Please tell me you saw the video of the woman who thought it was a good idea to shave her legs in the pool.
No.
Oh my God, Suze.
Where'd you see this?
Oh, just like on the internet and like everywhere.
Okay. What happened?
This woman goes to a public pool with children swimming. Like we're talking 20 kids in floaties. She is holding on to the handrail. It's like she's at the entrance where you walk in, where all these kids are going in and out, shaving her legs.
No.
Yes.
Sarah.
Not okay.
Okay. Let me ask you about the woman.
Yes.
The suspect.
Yes.
How would you describe her?
I'll give you one guess what state this took place in.
Florida.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. Well, okay. What does she look like?
You could probably guess that too.
White. Mm-hmm. Just like unkempt. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she's homeless.
No, she's not. She's definitely like with the kids, like
just
somebody.
trashy.
Yeah, like one of the kids there at the pool is hers, or she's.
What do you think in her? Sorry, what in her brain? Because there are restrooms at these places where you can change and shower. Why wouldn't you use that?
I don't know. Well, it was at like a motel pool or like like it looks like a motel pool.
Oh my God!
She's at, and she's just.
So she was just multitasking.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and someone filmed her.
Yep.
And then what?
And then that is all I saw.
Nobody confronted her.
No, I would love to know this. Somebody's got to interview this woman.
Oh my God.
You know how there was that guy who, and this is totally not the same thing, obviously, and not to make any light of what this guy said, but you know the attorney guy who was like, you guys are speaking Spanish, and he was in New York, and then they threw like a mariachi party outside of his house.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she should be confronted in the same way.
Do you think she was mentally ill?
No, I don't, because she didn't have that.
She was just inconsiderate.
And she's dressed in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
She was wearing a bathing suit to the pool, so it was almost like she missed a spot and was like, oh, let me go grab my razor so I can get that. I was just like,
do you think it was stubble or like a long hair?
No, I think it was probably stubble, but that's even worse because the idea of stubble floating on the top, you know how like sunscreen, there's always that oily film on the top of the pool, plus kids pee, plus razor hair grossness equals
no,
nothing.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is sick.
You know what? We'll put the link to the video in
newsletter.
The newsletter.
Let me put a star by that. Newsletter material.
Newsletter material.
If you dare.
Yeah, I'll have to peek.
Oh, that is sick. I'm not into that. Okay. We talked last time, or I guess it was a few weeks ago, about Army Hammer.
Yes.
Did you hear the follow-up?
No. What?
It's so interesting. So we were like debating, is he connected to Arm & Hammer? All that stuff. Evidently, the plot is quite thick. So his grandfather was also named Armand Hammer. And
it's funny every time.
And he was a very successful businessman. So everyone kept saying to him, do you own Arm & Hammer? And he was like, no. But that made him want to own it.
Oh.
So he tried to buy the company.
Could you imagine that if you have that kind of money where you're like,
I think I will.
My name sounds like that. I'm going to buy it.
So he tried to buy it, and his bid was rejected. But eventually he was able to buy enough stock in the company that he was on the board of the Arm & Hammer company. And his name was Arm & Hammer. And now...
You think he had more pull in that room because of that?
For sure.
I think so, too, for some strange reason.
I mean, of course.
That, like, the same way when we talked about the name movie, that Jeff Studley or whatever his name was, like, I think certain people maybe
what is the name that someone said to you?
Tim Burr. Oh. I can't believe I didn't bring that one up. And I was like, I literally have that written down to talk to you about.
Tim Burr was another
Tim
one.
Burr.
That people were asking you you can watch it on Netflix. It's called The Strange Name Movie.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I don't know, some name movie. It's real descriptive.
You were close.
So close.
But the Army Hammer thing, it's so weird because it's like Armand Hammer did not found Arm & Hammer, but then bought it because it just made good sense.
Right.
So I guess.
So does Army Hammer have any heir to the?
He must.
And is the?
He must get money from that.
Probably.
For sure.
Dang.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Instead,
so
I'm going to have to deal with my parents' debt for years to come. I'm sick of it. Oh. It really makes a difference, like how you grow up.
And boy, oh boy, does it.
Last episode, I talked about how, the thing about nobody answers their phone anymore.
Yes.
Well, kind of like in conjunction with that, I read a separate article also in the Atlantic about the out of office reply and how...
Oh, like I'm out of the office.
Yeah, like the automatic
yeah.
email that you get when someone's like, I won't be in the office, but I'll be checking sporadically and I'll get back to you when I can. Well, somebody decided they were going to put one out that said, like, I'm out of the office and, like, if you don't hear back in a week, like, you're going to have to resend your email because I'm not just, like, I'm not on top of it and it's on you.
Yeah.
And the writer was talking about, like, how this was, like, such a bold act because it places the onus on the sender. And they were talking about how...
that's great. It would take a lot of balls to do, but it's boy, oh boy, what I want.
There was a lady, though, an expert of some kind, I guess, on communication. And she was saying that she didn't like that because she felt like the system of email is a system in which we are all complicit and know our role.
Send reply, send reply.
And if you bust up that system, then it's really unfair because you're not practicing the golden rule. Would you want someone to do that to you? Like where you send an email that's important to you and someone's like, yeah, if I don't write back, just like remind me in a week. What do you think?
Now that I see what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it sounds appealing if you're that guy, but not if you're the one who needs to get a hold of him.
And there's also, we kind of live in, like you said, you have to like abide by society's rules. And, if we live in a society or you happen to be at a job that's paying you to have certain responsibilities.
Well, the article was saying how the vast majority of emails we don't need.
That is for sure.
And so maybe we could make an effort to only send things we really need to send.
Yeah.
You know?
And don't CC me on...
The worst, though, is when...
reply all. Don't reply all. I don't want to hear, thanks. I don't want the email. You know, I get those.
Will do.
Because sometimes there are emails that go out to our entire school, like everybody in the program, and they always reply all because nobody's worked in an office before.
I feel like you're a monster if you do that.
Monster. And then I have to see your I click on the email and then, oh my God.
The worst for me is when I unsubscribe from a mailing list and then they send me an email saying I'm unsubscribed. Like, do not do that. I thought I told you.
Right.
I do not want your emails.
Oh, God, I need to sit down and go back and do some unsubscribing from things.
Oh, you should use Unroll Me.
What?
It's a service.
Thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
write that down.
Unroll Me.
But the article was talking about, in the similar vein of the phone thing, about how when email started, AOL would send you the thing like, you've got mail. And now...
Can you imagine if it did that now? You've got mail. You've got mail.
Well,
You've
now,
got mail.
if you get through your whole inbox, which I try to do every day, Gmail says, no
Thanks,
new mail, exclamation point. Like...
it's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's like, congratulations, you don't have any... Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's a weird shift where we used to see it as like, oh, what's in my mailbox? And now it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting how things shift?
I don't... Yeah, oh my God.
One thing I love getting, though, in the mail
BS.
is a FabFitFun box.
Well, hello, because it's like different.
It's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
Yes, because FabFitFun has stuff inside that you actually want. It's not spam like those emails that people send me.
Right. This is to improve your life, not cause more stress and frustration.
The FabFitFun summer box is here, and it's so great to discover new products for a life well lived. They have full-size fashion, beauty, home, fitness, wellness products delivered 4 times a year for just $49.99 a box. There was a Tarte palette.
Oh,
that was
they're a great line.
I felt like Christmas, because that's a real fun thing, and I really like that product, but I don't usually go out and buy it, so it's real fun when you get one. There was like an aromatherapy muscle gel.
Oh.
It's like, Mommy needs a rub.
Oh, yes, she does.
There was a face scrub brush, anti-aging skincare. And trust me when I say I need that. Mm-hmm. But the retail value of the box is over $320. And all the boxes are different, so you don't know what you're going to get, but they all have full-size items. Sign up for FabFitFun today to get your summer box. The FabFitFun summer box is in limited supply, and these boxes always sell out. Use our code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first box. Go to FabFitFun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to FabFitFun.com and use code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box. It makes a nice gift, too. I like to send them to my sister and my mom because they don't ever buy themselves anything.
That's the perfect
It's a really nice thing to send to them.
And it's super special to open that up and feel, yeah.
They, for real, my sister was like, this lotion is really,
Cute.
and I thought, well, that's really special.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Did you see the, I guess it's like a dad's rant, and he posted a video and picture about the lack of changing tables.
Yeah. That picture bummed me out.
Me too. Like, really bummed me out.
He was having to change his baby on a dirty bathroom
on the
floor.
dirt, and he's like, I really wish that I can go into one bathroom and not have to change my child. Like, this is freaking 2018 with all of the, gender equality stuff we're talking about these days. You'd think that they would give men...
Yeah.
Just come on.
Well,
there's got to be dads.
A lot of places have.
And then I saw in California there's a bill that was signed recently, but the governor twice vetoed it.
Who's our governor?
Jerry Brown was the one who vetoed that twice. And it was like, no, it should be a private thing. And then finally it went into, in 2017, that all public restrooms have to have them. But if they're a private company, you don't. So like a restaurant, like only public restrooms have to have them. Yeah. Private restrooms do not.
What's an example of a private restaurant?
A restaurant.
Why?
Well, that's at least what it said. It was only public restrooms that these...
Well, what's an example of a public restroom then?
A park.
State-owned.
State-owned, yeah, like public, like the bathrooms at the beach.
Gotcha.
But the bathrooms at Nobu don't have to have that.
Oh, okay. I remember I went to a restaurant in Pittsburgh when Lincoln was maybe 2 weeks old, and it did not have anything. It was very much like the floor in that picture, and I had to change Lincoln's diaper on the floor. I wish now that I had gone to my car and done it in the trunk, because I've done that many times. Yeah. You just open the trunk and do it. It's cleaner. But in the case of dads, it's way more common.
And those bathroom floors
it's disgusting.
Are fucking gross.
But like
peeing everywhere. And mysterious wetness on bathroom floors is like the thing.
What's mysterious about it? I think we know
it's the most disgusting thing in the whole world to me.
Why do you call it mysterious?
Because it'll be in a place that shouldn't be wet.
Like where?
Like the corners of the room. And I'm like, how is that spot wet? It's mysterious wetness.
I always attribute that to like the janitor mopping and then...
I lived in a reality house where people peed wherever the fuck they wanted.
What do you mean by that?
Don't your challenge houses?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, yes, I'm going in this planter.
Yeah.
So I am now freaked out of wetness that I don't know the origin of.
Mysterious wetness.
I've used that term. I think maybe I came up with that term.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. It started in the streets of New York when I lived in Brooklyn. I was like,
but is it a
wetness.
Mystery though? Or is it just pee why is it there?
It could, you never know.
What other product could it be though? What other substance?
Like, it could be that bathroom stuff. It could be like, I don't know. What if it's doo-doo? What if it's spit? What if it's like, everything is gross. Any bodily fluid.
Oh, God, that's funny, Sarah. Let me change the subject.
Even just like dirty water freaks me out. Like the mop bucket water.
It's tough. It's tough stuff. But then I wonder, like, I use a Swiffer, and I always think, is this cleaner? I don't know. Am I just pushing around? Is anything clean in the world? It must be terrible to have true OCD.
Oh,
like true.
Really crippling.
Yeah. Okay, I'm changing the subject.
Yeah.
This was an article about pairing wine with Cheetos. And I was intrigued.
When you started with you didn't end it with what I thought you were going to. I was expecting E's, and instead it was toes.
Well, I couldn't click fast enough, to be honest, on that link.
Wait, can I do some guessing?
Sure.
Of the pairs?
Yes.
Okay. It's definitely going to be
one
fiery Cheetos, Flamin' Hot.
No, these are regular.
What they would pair with regular ones?
Yeah.
Oh, because I would have a pairing for Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Right.
I would go Riesling.
Yeah.
A dry Riesling.
I think you're right, though, because there was a separate article that was for something hot, and they said that.
It's like a nice pairing.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah, like a pink whatever, something.
Yeah. It's like a good one. Okay, so a Cheeto.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yes.
What are the
flavor profiles of a Cheeto?
Of a Cheeto.
Okay, so we've got some crunchy. First, it's like going to be a texture thing.
Yeah.
It's not sweet.
You're right about that. You're right. There's something about texture.
There's something about the texture. So I would almost say you kind of need like, it would go in one direction. So you either need something with like a lot of mouthfeel or a little bit of mouthfeel. Like, I don't know if it's like the counter. So now you've got like cheese, which is maybe acidic, they would call it. A cheese flavor. So definitely it's not sweet.
What other flavors would you say Cheetos
have? Okay, let's think.
Salt.
Okay, heavy salt.
And corn.
Okay.
I'm real into this.
My instinct would be to say a Malbec.
Ooh, no. They had that paired
red?
with a dessert, which I thought was weird. It's a Sauvignon Blanc Sancerre.
Oh, it's white.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's okay. I was thinking you were leading me down the red path when you said it's not a...
no.
What'd I say?
What?
In the beginning.
Texture.
No, that wine that I...
Riesling.
Riesling.
No. Well, they said that because Cheetos leaves all that shit in your mouth, that you do want it to be textured. and that the Sauvignon Blanc Sancerre is...
And maybe that's
I don't
like
even know if I'm
fruity,
saying that
maybe,
right.
so it like balances it
and
out.
it is acidic, as you said.
Yeah.
It's one of the most. So,
dude, my husband would be like really proud of me.
Yeah, you should. I'm sure he already knows all that, but you can tell him this story.
I'm sure he already knows.
But I thought I am going to try that.
Yeah.
Because I love wine and Cheetos a lot.
Yeah.
And salt.
Do you...
and cheese and corn.
You remember in the movie Grease? Were you familiar with that movie?
Yeah.
Where they're having a pajama party and she's... one of the gals is eating a Twinkie and they're like drinking wine and they're like, "Are you eating a Twinkie?" And she goes, "It says right here, it is a dessert wine."
Why?
Like... so it's like they're having a little pajama party and they're supposed to be high school kids, right? So they've like stolen a bottle of wine from their parents that they're drinking and passing around in the movie Grease.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know they were also drinking wine.
Yeah, so they're drinking wine and they're passing it around.
I gotcha.
And then one of the gals, who is supposed to be, I guess, the chubby one, but in a movie in the 1960s, she's like... Not at all.
That's funny.
Or whenever that movie came out. 70s, 80s? I don't even know. But so they're like passing around. She's eating her Twinkie, and they're like, "You're eating a Twinkie right now?" She's like, "It says right here is it a dessert wine."
I support that.
And since then, I've always been like, "This is a dessert wine."
When is the last time you had a Twinkie?
Oh,
ever?
I mean, I'm sure I've had one. It must have been probably the last time is when I was like a camper at camp. Because it was someplace where I would not normally eat it, and it would have been given to me. I would never seek out a Twinkie because they've been like...
What's your favorite of all of those sort of similar...
Oh, like the little like hostessy snacks?
Yeah.
My favorite is they're called like Nutty Bars, and they're like crunchy, and they come in a pack of 2.
Yes, I know which one you mean.
And they're long and brown, and they kind of look...
Yes,
they kind of look like giant Kit Kats.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Those are your
I'm
favorite.
go with those. Those
they
gave
do
me
the
some
job.
Trouble in junior high.
How, do they come in packs of like 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both for me.
No sharing.
No sharing. What about you? I'm going to guess you would be a ho-ho.
I am amazed.
Is it ho-ho?
Swiss cake roll. It's Little Debbie.
Potato, but it's the same composition.
I prefer that one. But yeah, I'm amazed that you got that. How did you know?
I don't know. I just feel like that would be you.
You're so right. I friggin' love them, and I cannot buy them because I will eat them all damn day.
See, we would be so good at that best friends game if we only knew how to play it.
You would be. I don't know how you got that, and I never would have guessed.
Susie, you guess stuff
like
but you guess stuff about me all the time. I'm sure you could.
All right, I appreciate your
right,
optimism. All right,
all right. We are friends. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how much I love my skin.
Oh, gosh.
Is that wrong to say?
No, please. Brag about it all you want. I know why your skin is so nice like that.
Anybody that has experienced difficult times with their skin will understand what it's like and how embarrassing it is. And that's why I'm always talking about BioClarity, which we've worked with for a long, long time. And I'm really excited because they're getting new products. So they have the Clear Skin Routine, which is for people like me who want a 3-step program that will help clear up your spots and, soothe, but also fight breakouts. And then now they have the Essentials Routine for normal to dry skin that is similar, but, doesn't focus on the acne problem. It helps minimize redness. A lot of people have that or discoloration. And it's just hydrating and lightweight, great for spring and summertime when sometimes your skin acts up. Get started on healthier habits with your skincare. Go to bioclarity.com. Our listeners will get their first month for 50% off a routine plus free shipping. And it comes with a 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. But you need to enter our code BRAINCANDY. That's bioclarity.com and enter our code BRAINCANDY. My friend Kelly, who you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She texted me and she's like,
so nice.
You know how your skin changes when you get older?
Boy, oh boy, do I. And seasonally and hormonally and everything.
Right. Like 1 minute things are great.
Right.
And then the next minute everything's terrible. She's like, my skin's changing. Do you think I should try BioClarity? And I just do the pitch. I'm always like, yes. I said, you have to be committed and do it every day though. And she's like, oh, I'm bad about that. I'm like, just do it.
Right.
Do it every day. And then, it's money back guarantee if you don't have good results. But I've had great results. So why not try it?
And so have my brothers.
Yes. Can I carry on?
Please do. Question. You left me with a big cliffhanger last episode.
Oh, my God. So...
I have not stopped thinking about it since.
Okay, well, so I told Sarah about a scam that I received on my phone where a guy called and said, Grandma? And I was like, oh, man, you have the wrong number. And he was like, no, Grandma, you just don't recognize my voice, and here's why. And I was like clamoring like as fast as I could. I was like, can you hold on a minute?
Lincoln has something to tell you. He's a father.
Immediately, as fast as I could at least, connected it to a recorder so that I could play it for Sarah and so that she could react to it. And basically, now you're going to get to hear it.
I'm so excited.
And it's pretty awesome. I found out later that this was a scam that happens all the time, and they try to get money out of you.
Like, was it a real person on the end?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Not a recording or anything like that.
And, like, I felt like he gave up too soon. Like, I was ready. I was like, he said, take down this number. And I'm like, okay, give it to me. But he gave up.
You don't even sound like a grandma.
That's what I'm like, is he joking about this? Come on.
No. He was trying to get a scam.
I
Because he's calling,
him,
it's a numbers game.
Well, and usually they know the name of the person. I think that they just got the wrong number, and they had the name. He called me eventually by a name. And
so you think maybe it was...
I think that they are supposed to have some information about the person they're calling.
Oh.
And that the person he meant to call was old and had grandkids, and he was trying to scam her. But it didn't work because I don't have grandkids.
Intercepted a scam?
I think so. Because the people that I read about online do have grandkids, and they say he knew their name and stuff like that.
Oh, my
Which would really freak me out if he said Susie or something. I would have thought it was a prank. Like, more than a scam. But so here you go.
Oh, my God. I'm nervous and excited.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Grandma. Do you remember Michael, my friend from high school? My best friend, Michael?
Yeah.
Well, he invited me to go over to his friend's funeral who has died out of stomach cancer. After we did that, right, that we went to the funeral in Florida, we went out to a restaurant and we drank 2 glasses of wine, Grandma.
Mistake.
The thing was that a lady ran a red light and crashed into my rental.
Okay.
And that's what I was sound to say. I broke my nose and I got like 27 stitches in my upper lip, Grandma.
Too many details.
Okay, this lady called the cops. Grandma. So when the police arrived, she made a huge scene, and they performed what they call a breathalyzer test. Okay, and I failed there by 2 points, Grandma. They arrested me, and that's why I'm
confessing to a DUI.
From the courthouse in Florida, Grandma. I need your help. I spoke to a lawyer. He told me that I need to get in touch with one of my family members. Okay,
where are you
that
now?
could help me from the outside. I'm in Florida, Grandma.
But where?
I'm in Orlando, Florida. I'm in Orlando, in Altamonte Spring, in Orlando.
Are you in jail?
Yes, Grandma. I'm in jail right now. I just want to know
if I'm able. It's so weird they gave you a phone.
They gave me a phone call to make, Grandma.
Right, so
they gave me
usually
a phone.
When people call me from prison, it's call collect.
No, it's just a phone call. I'm in a prison, Grandma. I'm not in jail yet. I'm just in a prison. I'm in a holding cell.
Dare you ask clarifying questions?
Can I please give you my lawyer's number so he could give you a call back?
Yes, of course. You give him my number. What was your favorite memory from me, growing up, me being your grandma?
Grandma, right now I'm in pain. I'm on the heavy medication.
I know, me too. You know how sick I've been.
I know, Grandma. There's no way that you be able to help me out.
Of course,
you
yes.
You know who this is, right,
you.
Grandma?
Yes.
You know who this is, Grandma? Because I know that I don't sound the same.
Oh, you sound the same to me, grandson.
Grandma, please grab the lawyer's number and give me a call back.
Okay.
So he could call you back, Grandma.
Okay. What's the number?
Grandma, you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, jail has dogs?
I'm
Grandma,
ready.
I don't hear you. Grandma, I don't even think you know who this is, Grandma. You don't even call me by my name.
You didn't call me by my name.
You Elaine, Grandma. Grandma, you Elaine. Elaine Lehman. I know who I'm talking to, Grandma.
And who are you?
I'm your grandson, your oldest grandson, Grandma.
What's your name?
Oh, my goodness, Grandma.
Oh, what's your name?
I forgot.
Oh, my goodness.
It's John, Grandma.
John what?
John Smith?
The
Oh,
end. That was
my God. That was my favorite. What?
It's so weird.
I love the repetitive grandma.
Adam says that he wants to make like a song, like a mixed song.
Yes. Auto-tune that shit. Auto-tune. Grandma. Grandma. You miss me, grandma.
You miss me. For
I'm
real.
in jail. DUI. 0.08 on the breath of lies.
I just love it. You know, I sounded like a grandma to him.
Grandma. I can't stop. This is so funny. And the way you answered, oh, yes.
Yeah.
I will send you my, copy my mind. That was so much funnier than I ever expected it to be.
Adam,
I am so,
Adam edited out the part where he goes, hold on, what did he call him? Warden or something? Hold on, officer. I'm talking to my grandma.
And there's dogs barking in the background. He sounds like he's in his kitchen.
And apparently he was trying to reach Elaine Lehman. But
Well, I think you intercepted a
potential
elderly scam. So really, you're doing the Lord's work out here.
And I got to record it.
Oh, that is a win. I hope somebody scams me. Tries to.
I know. God willing.
Another Tradessa Smiley.
Your arch enemy.
My arch enemy.
You don't usually answer when solicitors call you, but when you have the Asian people
I'll
or
just
whoever,
record that or what?
Are these all recordings when you get them?
In fact, I even got another
fun.
look, and this is one where I understand that you got to just call as many people as you can. But the Leukemia Foundation called me, and it was one of those robots, but it sounded like a real person. And then they were giving me the whole pitch about can I donate and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, no, we are donating to another, blah, 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 right now. And I said the wrong thing that didn't match what the recording is used to hearing. They're used to getting a yes or no. It was well, thank you for their time and da-da-da.
No.
And I was like, that was a fucking recording. And remember when we talked about the study I had shared about being duped by robots and how we feel really crappy about the interaction and violated? I felt that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, if it were a real person and he could have kept me on the line, I probably would have donated. If he were oh, well, it's really nice that you have chosen to do this. Anything you can spare would be great. Even just a couple dollars. I'd be like, okay, well, I can give you $5, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a robot, and then I felt violated, and I was like, well, I'm never giving them anything.
Right. Screw everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was full circle with what we talk about on here. And
well, hopefully these people will call me back.
I hope so, too.
I love it. Okay, one more thing before we go. I wanted to talk about, I read an article about infidelity, and the article was sort of almost making the point that monogamy is unnatural.
Mm-hmm. Where did you read this article? Was it in the New Yorker or the Atlantic? If it was old Atlantic, then I've read it too.
It might have been. It might have been the New Yorker. One or the other, let's face it.
Right. That's what I figured. But this one I read was from a year ago.
It might have been, though, because they always re-up.
Yeah.
So what was the one you read?
And it was kind of
making that
it's
argument?
not as bad as we think it is. And it could be kind of a catalyst for change in a relationship, or even sometimes helpful in a relationship. It must have been. It's long too, real long. Yeah, it probably was the same.
But it was talking about how animals aren't monogamous. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There's only a couple. What did I write them down? I didn't. They were funny ones.
They are real cute. Penguins.
The ones they named weren't even
kind of birds.
Yeah, it was dumb stuff. Where I was I can't believe we're trying to do this.
But I hear that monogamy is very important for humans to exist because of our young being helpless, being as they need a very long time where the mom and the baby are together.
Yeah.
And because of that, you need somebody else there to take care of the needs of the mom while she's taking care of the needs of the baby.
That's true, because most animals are born with way more ability than we are.
Even you look at monkeys, and the babies are able to cling to the mom.
True.
And the fact that she's mobile makes it that the male's role is more protection. And so, I feel that
that's a good point.
We do need, and there's like a whole bunch of studies on like even like the head size of like that, you know, and how we've become, as our heads have grown, we've become more dependent on a mother and things like that.
It was just
very interesting.
Yeah, I think you're making better points than the article did.
I like that.
I'm like, yeah, that's they didn't bring any of that up.
Right. It depends on who you ask. If you ask a biological anthropologist, they'll give you a different answer than maybe a social psychologist will. Because a social psychologist will say, societally, we don't. Maybe we don't. But for the evolution of the species, and in order for us to carry on, there is a reason why we have biologically adapted to be more of a monogamous species. And even a lot of those animals.
I think the thing that got me to read it was saying like we don't stigmatize gay relationships or premarital sex or if there was a third one anymore, but we still stigmatize infidelity. Mm-hmm. And it was saying how the people rank disappointment about infidelity even more than like they disagree with abortion.
I think it's a violation of something that you've made a commitment not to do. It's more of like, you know, because you don't go into the
promise.
Yeah, you broke a promise. It's not the infidelity; it's the breaking of the promise, as we always talk about.
Right, because if everyone was in on it and
there are open relationships happening all the time. I mean, like,
we're stigmatizing lying.
Yeah,
okay,
that's it. That's what we're. And I'm for. I agree with that.
I agree too.
Yeah,
and but it was talking about how like cheating is easier than ever thanks to technology, and now. In the past 30 years, basically since women have been in the workforce full force, that women cheating has risen 40%.
Whoa.
Men still cheat more.
Yeah.
But women, the amount, our opportunity to cheat has risen, and so our willingness to do so has as well. And maybe our feeling that we deserve it has gone up. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little more...
she wants
what's
hers.
the word? Sexual autonomy. What's the word
Equality?
I'm looking for?
No.
There's one as it pertains to sex, but basically, like knowing that what you want, you can go out and get it.
Yeah. So I was surprised by that. I mean, I agree with you that like the problem isn't the sex; it's the lying.
It's the lie. Because nobody goes in a relationship saying, "I promise I'll always be anti-abortion," and then. Flip-flops and you're like, how dare you?
Yeah,
it would be like,
it's
kind of like that.
Yeah, I was surprised though that but it does make sense because when you hear like, well, what happened? Well, he cheated. It's like that's the end of the conversation,
right?
Oh, all right. Well, then we get it.
What movie did I just watch? Where it was a funny movie too. It was Cock Blockers. Who
was in that?
Oh my God, some really funny people. It was, now I can't remember any of their names, but one of the guys, so one of the characters in the movie is, you never really hear the backstory of his relationship. All you hear is that the daughter's really pissed at him because he cheated on mom. And then at the end of the movie, you finally find out that the mom had an affair first, and he had been trying to make the relationship work for 2 years, and he hadn't had any sort of like relationship and blah, 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 and he felt so alone. So finally, you know, and you hear the whole backstory. But if you were to, like, how they sell this character in the beginning of the movie is, he's just the guy who cheated on the wife. And then once you really unpack it all and you find out, like, what made him do those things? What led up to that? What was really going on? There's always more to the story.
Yeah.
And really, cheating and infidelity is a symptom.
Absolutely. I mean, almost without exception. Sometimes it might not be. Sometimes it might be just like you just felt like banging.
But that is not
very
normally
rare.
I will say, I've never heard of that.
Right. I've never heard of that either.
Yeah.
It's always like you're unfulfilled in some way.
Yes. Whether it's, you need validation, you need whatever it is, there is always, it's a
Nobody's
symptom.
like, I could go for an orgasm because you just masturbate.
Right.
There's always more to it.
There's something that you need from it.
But that doesn't change the fact that it is a betrayal and all that jazz. But I don't know. It was a cool article, and I guess it was an old one from the old archives.
I will say it's not, I think it doesn't have to be something that drives a relationship like apart. You know, I think that's kind of what the article was getting at too, is that a lot of people, it's like a deal breaker. Yeah. It's like a done deal. Like, that's it. But I think if you can work through what's going on in the relationship that caused that, or why that was the reaction, and you can kind of navigate your way as a couple through that, then it's like the how close you can become after that is great.
Yeah, it was saying that it can reinvigorate your relationship. Yeah. Even like during, which is kind of scary.
I know.
Like, if people then get their motor running and then they feel sexually awakened, then the sex with their partner can improve. That's kind of crazy.
Well, that's where Dan Savage argues that
it's not all bad.
Not all bad. And also, if you have a sexual need that your partner is aware of, you discuss openly, but can't do for you, can't fulfill, then it's okay to seek that in an appropriate environment. Like, say you were really into, like, you know, S&M, and you would be able to go to one of those places where
the kitten den.
Yeah, basically, like, experience that. And it's like done by professionals. It's not for a relationship. It's more like,
if you're safe,
you know, if you're safe, you know, things like that. So there are ways around any sort of relationship, ups and downs.
Just a friendly reminder also, we are having a Southern California meetup.
Yeah, we are.
On July 20th, if you are in the area.
Drink up, sing up.
Hey, we're going to be singing karaoke.
You are too.
6:30 to 10 on that 20th. It's a Friday at Astro Karaoke in Torrance. It's free. RSVP to Dahlia at thebraincandypodcast.com. Her name is spelled Dahlia, just so we know how many to expect, if we need more room or whatever. And we're going to be singing our little hearts out and meeting you guys and saying hello. And we can't wait. And that's all for today.
Love ya.
Love you. Bye. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.